Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of John Matrix Talks Movies. If this is your first time visiting the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. Today, I'm going to give you my review of Creed 2. But first, I am in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. So take a look behind me at beautiful Cancun. I just flew into town today, and man, it's so great. I just had a great mojito. But let's get down to it. Let's talk about Creed 2. Saw this movie last night before I flew out to Cancun, and I gotta say, Stephen Caple Jr. did a great job directing this movie. Of course, Sylvester Stallone, he is back as the Italian stallion Rocky Balboa. But this movie really is a movie about Adonis Creed. It really is. Rocky is definitely a secondary character, even though you do get to see what kind of issues he's going through, even though he's not really going through huge issues like he was in the previous Creed and Rocky movies. Now, I gotta say, I'm not gonna spoil this movie. I'll probably do a spoiler review later since this movie just came out. But man, the Dragos. I really enjoy seeing Ivan Drago and his son Victor back on screen. Now, if you recall in Rocky 4, Ivan Drago was portrayed as more machine than man. But in this movie, he is definitely a man with real issues. And I guess the way Sylvester Stallone wrote the script for this movie and the way Stephen Caple Jr. directed it, you really start to empathize with the Dragos. They're not these evil machine human terminators. They're not. But I gotta tell you, Victor though, Victor he doesn't disappoint. Now, he is the one of very few words in this movie. He doesn't really say too much. Ivan Drago, I should say, actually says a bit more. And it was actually amazing. Now, I will tell you this. I don't think this is much of a surprise because he's already said that his wife left him and his son. And you do get to see Brigitte Nielsen back as Lumila Bovit Drago. She only has one line, but she is in several scenes of this movie. And wow. You can really see why the Dragos were in the place that they were. But the star of this movie really is Adonis Creed. He's going through his own struggles being the newly crowned heavyweight champion of the world. Now, at the beginning of the movie, he's not the champion quite yet, but his first fight, that's when he becomes the champion. Then he fights Drago. Then he fights Drago again. Not going to spoil too much, but those fights, the results of those fights don't go the way you think that it would. Now, one thing I liked about this movie, well, I should say a lot of these Creed and Rocky movies, they follow a particular script. They kind of rhyme with each other. But in this movie, it still does that. But this movie is more a combination of Rocky 2, Rocky 3, definitely Rocky 4, and even Rocky 5. Now, I know Rocky 5, a lot of people hated that movie. Yes, it was terrible. But the only way it really echoes Rocky 5 is from the sleazy boxing promoter. They do have their own George Washington Duke in this movie, but he's not as sleazy and he doesn't have as big a role, but he's definitely up to no good. So, but this movie is really all about Adonis overcoming himself, his self-pride, and he pays the price in this movie. He really does. Inside and outside of the ring. But I gotta say, I was very, very impressed with this movie. Was it as good as Creed 1? I don't think so. But it's still very, very good. This movie is still an A movie. I think that Stephen Caple Jr. did a great job. Now, he wasn't as good as Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler is an exceptional director. And the tone of this movie was different. The movie kind of gets slow in some spots, but I think that's really kind of the only complaint I have about this movie. But story-wise, was great. We actually do get to see Rocky and Marianne actually talk with each other face to face, and Marianne actually reaches out to Rocky in this movie to help Adonis. And one other character I really liked also, Little Duke. You only saw him a little bit in Creed 1. Of course, he is Duke's son, and him and Rocky, they both train Adonis. Little Duke has a great personality. I really, really like Little Duke in this movie. You'll like him also if you saw him in the trailer. He was talking about it's a balanced breakfast over there in Russia and the Ukraine. And his personality is so great for this movie. It really is. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Did you see Creed 2? What did you think of it? Let me know that in the comments. If you're new here to the channel, please hit subscribe to catch future videos from me. And we will catch you on the next video. John Matrix, out.